Gamers. Ooh, woo. Hi. There we go. Hi. How we doing, friends? Katie, congratulations on first. Hello, Zishme. Hello, Lynn. Hello, Elvis. Hello. Got everybody right. How we doing, friends? It's time. It's time for steamed hams. I'm making them cheeseburgers, though. I don't care if it goes contrary to the canon of Simpsons. Remember when The Simpsons was good and not political? Not topical in the sense of what was possibly going on in current political climates. I remember that peak era of Simpsons. I hope everyone's doing well today. Hope everyone's doing well. Chef Toad is here with us as always. I gotta find a good place to put him. I always end up just kind of like plopping him here and hoping to God he doesn't start melting in the process while I'm cooking. We'll find a good place for him at some point. I don't know when. I still want to mess around with the setup in here when I do these cooking streams. But I hope everyone's doing well today. It's Saturday. It's surprisingly nice out, as you can tell by the nuclear blast that's going on outside of my house. That it's sunny. Pepperidge Farm always remembers. But yeah, we are gonna make steamed hams, and we are also going to make fries because why not? Yeah. I honestly, hi Jesse, don't wave your knife at me. Listen, I've cut myself with this only one time. It does need a good sharpening though, and I have been struggling to find my sharpener, which is, it's still fine, but it's definitely getting to that point where I'm like, I need to find my sharpener because it's just touches a bit dull, which is, again, if you cook, there's nothing more dangerous than a dull knife. But honestly, it's fine. Oh, look who's here. Who's here? Leo. I'm taking over what Papa won't replace because he doesn't want to give me new food. Precious. He's absolutely precious. But yeah. So the first thing we gotta do for the fries is get that out of there. I forgot that I put that in there. We need to get some water boiling because we gotta like parboil these just a little bit. How much water do we need? I don't love that this is using a lot of metric units. I am making steamed hams and fries. So steamed hams, for those who don't know, is a... It was literally a random bit from a really old Simpsons episode. It was funny, but like it was very non-consequential to the main story of The Simpsons. It was literally Principal Skinner having over the superintendent for dinner and making steamed hams. That was the whole episode for the most part, not freedom units. I mean, the problem is also, too, I'm a bad cook in the sense of I don't know conversions for units. For example, I don't know how many cups are in a liter. I want to say that it's 6, but don't quote me on that. I could be very wrong. But, first thing we gotta do is boil some water, and I gotta put some vinegar in it as well, because apparently that's something you are supposed to do when prepping fries, is vinegar in the boil. I don't know how it helps. Couldn't tell you. But yeah. Got 1 and 2. Alright. Do I need to put salt in there too? Yes, I do put salt. Actually, I should have taken out my... Oh god. Here we go. How much salt do I need? Tablespoon? That was probably more than a tablespoon, but that's fine. We'll call it like a tablespoon and a half, 2 tablespoons. It's fine. It's fine. Alright, and now we're going to set that to boil. And let me actually give this a nice little zhuzh around just to get that salt kind of separated out a little bit. Alright, there we go. Alright, we cover that. And now, we need to prep our potatoes. Hi, Yada. Happy... Eid? I think that's how you celebrate, right? Happy Eid? Happy Eid? I hope you've been having a good holiday for yourself. Eating some good foods now that the season's finally over. You've never made homemade fries. I've done it a couple of times, Elpis. I don't find it worth the effort. He's got kibble candy. He'll live. If he's being a pain in the butt, it's because he's choosing to be a pain in the butt. Eid Mubarak, but happy Eid is close enough. I'm not picky. Yeah, I funny enough, actually, I wrote a, so, at my job, because we are partially federally funded, we can't talk about things like DEIB anymore, because of course we can't. So, consequently, they shifted around some of what our work is, and one of the things I used to do was I was on our DEIB committee. So basically, look who it is. Look who it is. Hi, Joey. This just thick cat. What? My goodness. But, the candy and Leo cameo. Merry Christmas! But, so one of the things they did when we had to kind of, for lack of a better term, disband our DEIB committee is that they basically recouched the work in work groups that basically still do the same work, essentially. It's just like they don't say DEIB in the title. But one of the things I do is I write, kind of just like general information, like knowledge pieces around like different aspects of like, basically diversity as far as like celebrations and observances and things like that. And I actually wrote about Purim and I wrote about Eid, actually, Eid Mubarak, actually. I actually got, the fun thing about it that I like is that I get to learn things. I like to learn things while I write about it. Because like some of the holidays I have a vague idea of what it's about, but I really don't know a whole lot about them. Like for example, Purim, I thought that was just the day that the kids that were in Hillel in college went and got hammered at a party. Apparently there is more to it than that. Who knew? Hi, Cat. How you doing, buddy? Welcome in. How you been doing? You have been blessed. Leo just be scratching at my ankles. Everything is DEI as long as it's... Yeah. You don't need to tell me, Yada. Which again, it's wild for my area of work because of what I do. Literally, my work is with people of different backgrounds. Literally my job. Ah! So I dropped the potato in the sink. Alright, we got peeled potatoes now. You had a night. Are you recovering? Are you hungover, Cat? Are you partaking of the devil's juice? Hell yeah. I am drinking, but it's not alcoholic, so... I say, is it a good night or just a night? Actually, you know what I want to do? I actually want to get all the potato skins out of the sink first, because I do not want to be cleaning these out later. Because it's just going to back up the sink. Alright. There we go. It's like stuck around the knob. I partook of the devil had, I partook of all the devil had, everything the devil had to offer. The devil offers a lot. Oh yeah, no, it's one of the reasons I don't drink anymore. Let me tell you, when you get closer to 40, hangovers are, multi-day affairs. It's not like a, ooh, I can just chug a Smart Water or a Gatorade and be fine. Nah, fam, it's multiple days of, I feel like I'm dying. We don't do that no more. This issue a little thinner. I mean, you guys are gonna be thin as fuck, fries, but that's fine. Actually, what I want to do, it recommends you do it. I don't know why, but it says like throw your potato pieces in water while you're slicing them up. You don't get hungover. I'm jealous of you. Jesus, I get hungover after 2 drinks now. It's awful. Younger King would be like pardon my language, you're a bitch. I mean, let me tell you, the Younger King probably also had what was teetering on a drinking problem. Because let me tell you, I drank a lot in college. Probably more than I should have. Enough, I was so dry. I felt like Imhotep and fucking Mummy transforming. You know, I understood that reference, and that is a banger ass movie. You know, real talk. We need to add that movie onto the movie list for the Discord because I haven't seen The Mummy in ages, and I know they are doing a sequel reboot. I'm working on my graduation project halfway through the semester. Hell yeah, yada. Already, my god, I feel like you just started. But like, is this a 2-year program? I feel like I might have asked you that at one point. Is this a 2-year program? But hell yeah for final projects. Well, my final project for my master's was a long ass thesis. It was 110 pages when it was all said and done. And I had a short one compared to everybody else, only because my thesis was on retroactive data, so I wasn't collecting actively. I already did the planning and stuff, so I'm not starting from oh, that's good. Yeah, starting from scratch, I'm sure it's rough. Sheeps, hi Grum. How you doing, buddy? Grummy, how are you doing today? How is Sir Grumster the Big Grumboni? The artist not known as Jeremy, but related to the artist known as Jeremy. Let's see. Do that, and do that. I'm definitely gonna have some smaller pieces in there, but it's fine. That's in me. 2 years, we'll add another 2 years if I go for it. Ah, I gotcha. I always find the other educational systems in the world fascinating as far as like how like what their like schooling process is, especially when it comes to like once you finish like once you get to the higher ed areas of things. Because I know, for example, like I know in I think in the UK, it's like there's college and there's uni, and they are different, and I didn't know that. I kind of just assumed they were all the same. Apparently they're not. Ooh, that was close. Ooh, that was really close. Ooh, that would have been real bad if that went a little bit harder, because that slipped on the potato. And oh, all right. Potatoes are in there. And let's put you out of the way for the time being, only because I do not need it at the moment. All right. Now, what we need Oh, that'll do it. You'll live and learn. That's a secret for later. Oh. But anybody else do anything fun this weekend? We're not doing a whole lot this weekend. We're gonna watch Resident Evil tonight in the Discord. !Discord if you want to join and watch. And we are gonna go see Bionic Vox perform in a musical tomorrow, or is it just a straight play? It's a musical, right? I don't remember what we're seeing, but we're seeing her in something tomorrow. I couldn't. Fair enough. Candy and I are going to a show tomorrow. We don't know what it is. I could probably do that, but only show if the PC is online, whoever logged in. Okay. I mean, still, that's not terribly out of that's still work that is needed on a system sometimes. Even just for tracking purposes. But I know they always say a watch pot never boils, but the thing is that I don't want to go too quickly through this because then it's we rip through this process like there's no tomorrow. Okay, perfect. I should line this guy up with towels though. And I think what we're actually gonna do, we're actually probably just gonna use a hand towel actually. Part of me is like, I can use paper towels, but I'll just use a hand towel. Let them, because basically we need them to steam. Well, maybe not one that's that. Well, maybe not one that's that stained. I gotta have one that's not as stained. I know they're clean. It's just they look terrible when they're like that. There we go. That looks better. That looks much better. Boo! That's a good one though. That's a good one. I will give you credit. Let's see. But yeah, these should be some decently sized fries if they're going to be about that big. We'll see. Because then what we'll do is we'll cook these for a few minutes. And then we will take them out, let them steam. But then what we will do is we will also start to do some prep. What we have to do after this is we have to start the oil. I mean, at least the nice thing is with the oil is that we're not, because I'm just basically doing this in 2 batches, I don't need a shitload of oil, so consequently it shouldn't take that long to get the temperature, which is a good thing, because you all have seen me do frying streams where it takes forever and a day for the oil to heat up because I'm heating up 5 inches of oil. This one only calls for, it weirdly says an inch, just over an inch of oil. I'm like, that doesn't feel like enough. Maybe I'm not being ambitious enough, but I don't feel like adding something and realizing far too late. No, I think that's fair, Yada. I think as long as you can demonstrate that you know how to do the work, but aren't overstepping and making it complicated, I guess if that makes sense. Because I think that's the thing, is I think sometimes, while it's cool to be ambitious for final projects, I think sometimes an instructor just wants to see that you know what you're doing, and that's it. Not to poo-poo our educational system, but I mean, at least in America, that's how it goes. Can you prove to me you're functioning? Perfect. I don't need anything more. The only time ambitions, I mean, you don't really need ambition when you do a master's. As somebody who has a master's, you don't. But also I have a master's in social work, so take that for what it is. Really, my only expectation was writing a thesis, and that was only because of the concentration I went into. Everybody else, if you go a more clinical route, you have to do, I believe it was a capstone assignment, which is basically just a heavy-duty presentation of a case, essentially, that you worked on, and essentially their background, their systems matters, and then essentially what your treatment methodology has been with them, if you're doing anything specific. Only because in my line of work, there's some more structured iterations of treatment, and then there's a lot more just basically talk therapy ones where it's just it's kind of has some structure, but it really doesn't. It just kind of has some bumpers, and it's don't go over these lines and you're fine, basically. Look, a little toad. Gotta find a good place to put you, boyo. Yeah, because it just needs to be slightly bubbling. I think we're almost there now, actually. Because it just says little bubbles, not like big ones. It says, sorry, rippling gently. That's what it needs. We are almost there. But, yeah. For those who didn't see me screaming in Discord yesterday, I finally finished my first run of Slate Spire 2. So that was fun. And then Candy and I did our first co-op last night. And we lost both times. I mean, in our defense, the first one we did, we chose random heroes, which probably not the best way to do it, but it's fine. Different fields can vary. Oh, yeah, no, 100%. As human services, as complex as they are, it's almost better if you don't really overextend yourself. Sounds like playing Noita. I have still not played Noita yet. Remind me, Noita is a... I can't remember for the life of me what it is. Like, what kind of game that it is. I know you play it, I just for the life of me can't remember what kind of game it is. But yeah, human services always kind of function in that way. And IT is... Oh, yeah, no. Well, the tough thing with IT is that it is a continually evolving field with how quickly technology advances. That basically by the time you are done with school, whatever you've learned is already outdated, and so it's constantly just... From what I've understood, anyone who works in IT, you're just constantly doing more educational stuff because you just constantly have to stay up to date with what the new tech is and what the new... If you're a programmer, what the new programming languages are, things like that. Which some people like that. Some people don't necessarily want that. It's actually pretty crazy. I've been reading about some of what actually goes on in the game. Oh, like as far as like the lore goes, Grum? It's cool. Yeah. The one thing I hate about this pot is that it was a rescue from my old apartment. Look at these handles. They do nothing for conducting heat. These things are as hot as the pot itself. And let me tell you, it's gonna burn me in a little bit. I already know this. I think I'm willing to say you guys are ready to go. Alright, now what we gotta do is get them in here and cook them for about 10 minutes or so. Just to kind of get a little bit of a cook going on with them. Because I think what we basically want is that we essentially want the insides to kind of be a little bit soft and soft, but not like, and still not starchy as hell, but we're actually shit the water all over the mouse. And then what we'll do is we'll take them eventually and we'll put them onto this towel-lined tray that I set up. So scroll wildly with my mouse because I ran it against my leg. Because, you know, I spilled water all over it. Truth be told, this is my work mouse. Rather than unhooking my actual good mouse, I'm like, I'm going to use the lovely little Dell one they gave me for my job. Because you know why? If it gets ruined, I'll just buy one. It's fine. I actually had a conversation with my job yesterday. I have to do some trainings in April. And I basically said to them, like to my boss, I'm like, our other locations we have, they don't basically have a whole ton of tech set up at them. So like there's no projectors, there's no like bigger monitors that I can screen share onto. So I kind of said, I'm like, does our IT department have like, you know, a portable projector to bring around that I can just like HDMI link into and just put onto a wall? And my boss said, she's like, I'm honestly not sure. So I talked to one of our guys from IT, and he's like, we might have a line for it. I'm like, or hear me out. I said, like, or hear me out. I could just buy one and it's mine, and I'll just use it for my own purposes. So that way the job can't tell me what I can and can't do with it. Did I put these in? About a minute ago, maybe? So that, I probably should fix the time on that. Our power blip last night, the clock was reading that it was 5:30 in the afternoon, which it is not. So I figure 1:20, so 1:39 we'll take this out. Maybe we should let it wait for a little bit longer to boil, but it's fine. It is absolutely fine. Again, we're not trying to make these fully cooked. We're just trying to basically give them like a bath, for lack of a better term. Away, because I don't need you at the moment. Did I shift the camera, or is it just my imagination? Oh, that definitely shifted the camera. But I think the camera's actually okay. The camera is very hot right now, though, I will say, which is probably not a good thing. But, yeah, Grum, I would be curious to read about the lore of Noita, though. I'd be very curious. With that dancing Yoshi. I had tried to go watch Yoshi streaming Crimson Desert this morning. I opened him up, and then no joke, I walked away from a computer for like 10 minutes, and I came back and he was already done. I'm like, oh, okay. So I didn't get a chance to ask him how it was. And he's not going to be able to talk here because he still has not acknowledged his warning. So Yoshi, if you're there, how was Crimson Desert? I've heard very mixed things about it. I've heard some people say it's terrible. I've heard some people say it's great. And there's really not a middle ground that I've seen so far, but I don't know what that deal is with that. I don't know. I know that people have already discovered that there's definitely some AI content that kind of got into the game. I was interested, but yeah, exactly, because I think it was like a random like piece of art on the wall that somebody found was like it's actually AI generated, which kudos to them for being able to even locate it, because think about like but I almost think too sometimes I think there's people nowadays that purposely are going into games looking for AI content. Which, I mean, if that's what you want to spend your time doing, go nuts. Is it bad? Especially, it's like when you know that there's somebody who's probably done something akin to that, or could just do it easily. Like, why do you need to use AI for it? I don't know. AI is we've had the conversation many times here. It makes for an interesting landscape right now when it comes to gaming. And game dev, I'm sure. Because, yeah. Knock on wood, I think everything that I've been playing thus far doesn't have AI. But I even remember last year at PAX East, there was somebody who was touting AI in their game. Like, that is not a selling point for people. I don't think you think that it is. It's my first time being here. Ooh, nice. Kelly, how is the new rig doing? And welcome in. Oh yeah, no, listen, I fucking love spam. I have not cooked a spam dish yet on stream. I have spam in... Actually, do I have spam in the house right now? Yeah, I do. Well, that's where the olive oil is. Good to know. I got spam in the house right now, don't you worry. I eat it like it's healthy, because, you know, spam light. Listen, it's only 25% of your daily sodium intake for a serving, as opposed to, I think, the regular is like 50, I think, or something. Anything electronics, really. I honestly, Elpis, I've had that on my to-do list for cooking stuff, and I probably will at some point, because I've had it, I like it, I would like to make it on my own and have it fresh, is the thing. Because anytime I've gotten it, it's like, it's been pre-made and sitting around in a cooler for a while. Where's the full sodium? I don't buy the full sodium for the purposes of my heart, Yada. My heart and my high blood pressure. It would kill me. Well, it wouldn't kill me, but I don't need that much salt in my life. It's Toad! Yeah! I got him at Super Nintendo World. I could not pick him up, so... I don't know where else to put him. So he kind of just is this weird little limbo of like, he chills around the burners, and I hopefully don't nudge him close enough to one where he starts to melt. But, no, I think, as I was saying when I started stream, I definitely still have ideas of how I want to set the kitchen up when I do these cooking streams. And I would ideally like to be able to have a way such where he can kind of just chill and be visible, but not sitting on, like, the stovetop while I'm cooking. Because this is normally where he sits, honestly. He'll sit on the stovetop anyway when I'm not using it. The smile craves flames. Listen. Fuck. The clock entry did not take, because I didn't hit the clock button again. Ellie, everything good planned for the weekend? Or you're rebuilding everything on your new PC? Because I remember that fun. I'm like, oh, I need to rebuild everything, including my OBS setup. Okay. See, it says the fries will break if I pour them in there, but I'm like, I don't believe you. Daisy, where did you go? There you go. Ugh. A piece of potato fell on the floor. Have fun! Here's the thing, though, Kelly, I will say, it's a nice way to do a fresh build on your computer, and that way, what I have the issue with my old piece, like my old laptop, when I used to stream off a laptop, I had files and things I needed in different locations, and I stupidly didn't move them, so they kind of were just always sitting in, like, random folders. Yo, King Legs. Yo, what's up? Is that a bruise? No. I got legs. Unlike Candy, I have legs. Or Grom, for that matter. When SSD prices aren't. Hi. Hi. Hey, yo. No, yeah. A second SSD, I don't have a need for one right now. I feel like the one thing I want to do with the cooking streams, but I'm not going to be able to do with this laptop, is have two cameras running into it. I don't think it can handle two cameras running into it without a lot of MacGyvering on my end. I don't even have a second camera. I could buy one, but it's more like I don't think this computer could handle it. My desktop could. I'm not moving my desktop computer every time I do a cooking stream. I'm not. I know some people do it. I am not doing it. Out of principle, I am not doing it. Technically, yes, because it's the this is the built-in one right here. This is literally the built-in one on the laptop. This is the one I use for, like, on my actual PC. I was in another room. Spam light, more like spam you politely. You know, yeah. I think that's more the thing, is that the built-in one doesn't get as fussy because it's already got, like, allocated, like, resources in the PC for it. It's whenever you start linking into other USB-driven cameras that kind of throws a hissy fit. Because I know that's the issue with Candy's PC, is that I actually got her for Christmas 2 years ago. I got her the tracking software, like the tracking mechanism for her hands, for her avatar. You can't use it unless she has a drive that's equipped for another. Yeah, that's basically it. It's essentially registering it as a third camera. Even though it's not really a camera per se, it is tracking your hand movements, so it's kind of basically a camera, but not. So yeah, it has consequently sat unused for years now, but I get it, because it's like, she'd have to update her whole computer to do it, essentially. Because we determined with Buster that she needs a new motherboard to be able to do, which then consequently wouldn't be everything else. What I actually need is another USB-C plug, too. Get another hub. Or get a bigger hub. Oh, that's what I would do. Oh, gotcha. I can honestly never tell the difference between, like, which ones are regular USB and which ones are USB-C. I'm sure there's a way to tell. I don't know what it is. But that's fine. Okay, you guys have been going about 10 minutes. Let's take you out. Let's take you out, and we're going to put you to dry. I'm going to move the mouse so I don't make an oopsie and spill boiling hot water on top of it. And let's let these guys steam dry here. Like I actually see why it says don't use a colander, because yeah, I can see these guys are gonna. Some of these guys are falling apart right now. I think that is just about everybody in there. Alright. Let's keep the heat. Let's let these guys chill somewhere. Pop it over here. You hang loose over there, buddy. Alright, now what we gotta do, let's get this off, cooled off. We gotta get some oil in there now, so I don't burn my hands. Ugh. I don't know what it is about this drain that doesn't like hot water. Amazing. 4 terabyte NVMe prices are a bit higher than buying a Switch 2 game. I love it. Yeah. I think that was I saw an article on, I don't know if it was Reddit or Instagram or something, but it was like basically something like, oh, that like this year was like the lowest turnout for the Oscars in like the 4th consecutive year. And everyone's like, well, why is that? It's like, because people are struggling and nobody wants to watch actors and actresses patting themselves in the back. I mean, honest truth. I am bitter about the economy because I mean, same. That's where I was this morning before stream. Was getting the stuff I needed for this. Alright, let's give you a quick, just clean out, because it's just got, it's got just like potato scum in here, for lack of a better term. I don't know what else to term it as. But I want to get quick rinse out just so we can get some of that off. Wearing outfits that cost our rent. Yeah, I know. It's tone deaf. I think that's the other thing, just people say, like, I don't want to be lectured. Rinzy, hello, welcome in. Outside. Welcome in, Trinzy. Thank you for the raid. We forgot the eggs. Who forgot eggs? Welcome in, Trinzy, Flying Butt Bees, Princess Sprinkles, Too Slow, Too Serious TV. I love that username. Incredibob, Kebab Thief, Antisocial Kitty 81. Welcome in. Welcome in, Raiders. Trinzy, thank you so much for the raid. Forgot the eggs and proceeded to fall apart. Fail making a pancake. That's no good. Listen, I would say there's no such thing as too much salt, but I have high blood pressure, so there is a thing as too much salt. Welcome in. For those who don't know me, and I think it's most of you here, I'm King. I'm a variety streamer, but I do cooking streams occasionally too. We call them Scuffed Kitchen because I don't do a lot of prep work for these streams. As anyone, I too have failed at making a pancake. I too have failed at flipping pancakes. Crazy, thank you for that. Salty eggless pancake still sounds like a... So salty eggless pancakes. So it's just a flour cake? Or salty flour cake at that point? Konnichiwa, welcome in. I too have... Listen. If I was a professional, I'd probably still be doing this. I just would maybe be better prepared. I'm not. But welcome in. So, what are you going to ask me, Raven? Pray tell. Ah, yes. Don't we all, though? Don't we all, Shinji? I burnt the pancake. What does the shirt mean? So, remember that trend back maybe like 5 years ago where it was like the blank and blank and blank and blank? This is specifically the one that they made for Anime NYC a few years ago, because Anime NYC is in New York. I live just outside of New York City. So obviously you have the 5 boroughs. Well, the 4 boroughs in Staten Island. Yes, I'm going to say that. And then you have Akihabara at the bottom. Because of course. Flying Puppies, you're not first to be here. But welcome, Trinzy, thank you so much for the... I'm just curious, how did you find my stream? Are you another Creator Club member? I'm just curious. Because I know there's a lot of people in there, and I do not know everybody in there. What is that, Yada? Are you trying to put special streams in? Did I eat today? I did. I had Dunkin' Donuts. Well, Dunkin' for breakfast. I had a turkey sausage wake-up wrap. Laying in bed because I woke up late. Just happened to be good. Oh, well, Trinzy, thank you so much for the raid. Then let me give you a follow as well. They're in here. I don't know why I keep with the actual food. Where are you guys? Huh. Oh, there they are. I'm like, I have them. I'm like, where are they? I don't think they're expired still. Thank you, Elpis. Yes, we, so this kind of started as a bit, years ago, I did what was called King's Wheel of Trash. I basically let users like, hey, give me an awful food combination. During one of our special streams, I will spin that wheel every once in a while, and we'll eat some god-awful item that's on there. I've eaten a lot of disgusting things. Have you ever tried pickled herring and fluff? It's not good. But of course, somebody put bugs on there. I'm like, sure, fuck it, why not? So bugs. So it just kind of is a running bit now on my channel that I eat bugs. So, and listen, as somebody who is eco-conscious to a certain extent, bugs are the future because they are more sustainable when it comes to the protein. I only because it's not to say that you can't find them where I live, it's just you have to really hunt them down. But we have some crickets, we have chili lime crickets. Let's get these guys up on the camera. Some delicious crickets. These are actually from, fun fact, I used to actually have an affiliate membership with Cricket Flowers. Cricket Flowers, they closed, so I don't know if I have. Well, they sound good. My only thing with bugs, I wouldn't eat anything that's alive, because I've seen people do that. I'm like, no, it's got to be dead at least. These guys are stale. Oh no, they're still good. There's not much flavoring on them. Eating crickets used to happen a lot more on your channel. Listen, nobody redeems it, Kelly. It's there. I can't help it if people don't redeem it. All right, let's see. We gotta get this oil to 400 degrees. Also, Trinzy, and anyone that came in with Trinzy's raid before we check our oil, if anyone needs to raid run, get something to eat, drink, go pet a furry creature in your house, go silence the voices in your basement, go touch grass if you're into that kind of shit, use the bathroom, we'll be here. Yes, thank you again, Trinzy, for the raid. I'm gonna give you a shout out. Let's see if the shout out bot actually works right now, because it hasn't been for the past few streams. I think live works would be better than dead ones. The dead ones usually oh well. Thanks, cat. Let's see. We got a while. Actually, no, I'm gonna put the lid on. Thank you. I wish I could see which mod did that, because it doesn't tell me. Let's actually put the lid on that right now, because I gotta get to 400, so it's gonna take a few minutes. All right, let's see. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get these guys going, and then what we have to do is we're doing 2 fries. No, thank you, Woo. But it was me. Notice I lack a support. Of course, Trinzy, do what you got. Of course, yes, Trinzy, do your adulting. After cooking streams, I get it. I have to clean my whole kitchen afterwards. I get it. Oh my god, he's wearing some. Hi, Meeps. He's on the loose, Gustarian. Thank you for the Gustarian. We do love a good Gustarian here. But, yeah. Listen. I mean, listen, I'm not opposed to modding Kelly. Because I have people modded that just aren't on Twitch anymore. So, nothing against them. Thank you for the honk. But, it's like, yeah, obviously people come and go from Twitch. I have people that are mods that just don't come to Twitch anymore. That's fine. That is debatable, Shinji. That is debatable. Also, I'm not getting hammered. I am drinking non-alcoholic because alcohol makes me feel like shit now as I've gotten older. Silly as normal here. You're just being normal, yeah. Where's the fun in being normal, friends? Old, shut up. Yes, I'm old. Staring down the barrel of 39, and I'm not loving it. It's... Bones May Creek? Never care for alcoholic drinks, at least beer. At least beer where you taste. No, I get that, Shinji. I get that. I will also say, too, non-alcoholic beer has come a long way from when I was younger. Because I remember, like, in your early 20s, like, your options were, like, O'Doul's and St. Pauli. Both tasted like shit. Like, this is actually Sam Adams. It's an IPA and it's non-alcoholic and it tastes good. Time to start saving for a walker. Listen! Don't say that because my mom has bad knees. She's already had a knee replacement and she's not even 70 yet. Don't say that. That is my possible future. Don't you dare say that. Let's see what we got. 100 and... oh, just about 200 right now. No, I mean, my mom's got baddies, but she's very short. Like, that's the funny, would you rather a walker or a wheelchair? Ooh. The walker. Honestly. I honestly would rather do the walker. Alright, let's see. Alright, the way this person wrote this recipe for fries. I mean, to be fair, I appreciate that. Yes, you can read that as a threat. How would you like your injuries? It's like these shaken, not stirred. Same deal. Oh. I don't have any emotes, but headpad memes. What do you mean you don't have any emotes? Like, oh, you like, I don't have any headpad emotes? I don't. I need to get some new emotes. I haven't done it before. I want to say the last time I did emotes was actually probably from Chi. No, that's not true. One of my ones was from Irene. It's the Celeste Taps emote. No, I need to do some new. I want to update some things with weird things. Listen. Beautiful. Actually, no, to be fair, that's more... Who clipped that? I can't... Who screenshotted that? I can't remember for the life of me. Actually, you should tell me. Hold on. Who has artistic credit on this? I don't remember. Is it you? Did I give you also creator credit on? I can't remember. You can do that. I have given a lot of weird ones to people. I think I gave one to Clamps. I think Clamps has one in my channel. Because I think it was one of the ones with Leo. You know, struggling as he always is. Where are I gotta get a thermometer. I gotta get one of those thermometers that sits on the side, honestly. It's one of the, like kind of like basically a sugar thermometer or candy thermometer. I had one and I broke it immediately when I got it, so I didn't buy another one. Because that's how your boy is when it comes to being clumsy. Oh, yes. Daciata. I could probably check, but I'm not obviously. I'll check later. I'll check later because I doubt it. No, I'm generally pretty good. If somebody creates something that I end up using it as an emote, I really do credit them for it. I just more can't remember because I know it's not a recent one. Call it me being forgetful because I am. Alrighty, we are almost at temp, so let's see. We gotta do heat the oil, lower a third of the batch. What? How many? It's literally 2 potatoes. How many patches are you doing? Let's see. 3 batches. Okay. They're very interesting with how they're choosing to go about doing this. We got our fries over here that we're chilling and steam drying for a moment. Yeah, some of these guys have definitely started breaking open, but it's fine. Yeah, but after we do this, what we will be able to do is once we do the first fry on these, they have to chill for about 30 minutes, so then we will start the burgers. Because weirdly, they want a double fry, but you've got to let them chill for 30 minutes, which is surprising. Not like unheard of to do 2 fries, but more waiting that long in between them is what's throwing me off. You are at... 100 degrees or so, and then we should be good. Meeps, how are you? I didn't ask. How are you doing? How is Signora Meeperoni or Senorita Meeperoni doing? Let me use my proper titles. Oh, my knees are stiff. As I'm talking about being in a walker, like, oh, my knees are stiff. That's the new thing now when I sleep, is that my knees are always stiff. It's not pleasant in any way whatsoever. Okay, EP and Owie, though. Also getting ready for... Ooh, that's right, you're going to Canada. I can't remember. Did you say where you were going in Canada, or were you not that specific for purposes? I honestly don't remember more what I'm trying to say. Ooh, nice. We know, I think Boog lives in Alberta, actually. Hell yeah, Meeks. I'm pretty sure Boog... Is Boog in Alberta? Or am I thinking of another province that he's in? And I'm pretty sure Becky is in Alberta as well. He's not Alberta? Why did I think he was? Are you gonna go see Rio? Hell yeah. That's kind of who I figured you were gonna go see, but I didn't want to, like, be wrong. I kind of figured it was Rio, but I'm like, I don't want to assume. That is awesome, though. I just got a chance to raid Rio a few nights ago. I wish we weren't on it. I like going to Rio streams. I just wish we weren't on a time delay, because it's like, normally when Rio starts streaming is when it's like, I'm getting ready for bed. She's going to open his item shop in person. Listen, Rio needs help. Listen, what's the bird? What's his bird's name? The bird can only do so much. The bird doesn't have hands. Note? Is that the bird's name? Receipt, thank you. I'm like, it's something with paper. Thank you, Receipt. Yeah, Receipt doesn't have hands, so there's only so much they're going to be able to do. Someone's going to be there to help Rio. Alright, these guys... I mean, I can see why they said just don't jump straight into a colander, because, yeah, these things would have absolutely fallen apart if I'd done that. That is true, Meeps. I don't necessarily know for certain that Receipt doesn't have hands. That's a valid point. Alright, let's see. How are we? See, also having a candy thermometer would be nice too, because then I would have to constantly be shoving this thing into the oil. Only because, like, part of this is plastic, and I don't love having this constantly near really, really hot oil. That's what a Receipt does. Remember that time someone trying to pick up the pizza with their minds? That's Receipt. Good stuff. For all you know, Receipt could be biblically accurate, Angel, just because it's Raven. So, 13 eyeballs, no hands, 9 sets of wings, something like that. I did actually, in our last D&D campaign, my bard did take a spell where summon Celestial. I did always summon a biblically accurate angel, just to be terrifying. It's like, what's it look like? Nothing you want to see. Nothing you really want to see. Lots of eyes, lots of wings, not a whole lot else. Listen, he was fun. They were fun. Also doing it, actually, fun fact, terrified some of the enemies we fought too, just because it's just still, it's unsettling to look at. Alright, you're just about 18 degrees left. Receipt might even be the translator bird that uses lightning. Wait, that's off. It's really confusing. I'm like, huh? Nani? Alright, let's get some of these on the slotted spoon, so we can lower those in, because I am not dropping these things in for the sake of my hand. I can only get on so many oil burns on myself before I need to stop doing it. Let's see. Friends, we have an ad about to go. We run them on the hour to prevent the pre-rolls for others. Don't love when I see the oil popping. Alright, we can put you. need you to spike it. I need you to spike those fries down. Alright, let's get you in. Alright. 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000, 6 1,000, 7 1,000, 8 1,000, 9 1,000, 10 1,000. Okay. Sorry, Meeps. Let's actually nudge these guys this way, just so I can have a place to actually put the next batch of fries. Fresh hand towel. Let's put you here for now. I just need to swap out where these fries are so I can start putting some of the cooked ones away. Ugh. Don't mind me, I'm just spooning potatoes off the tray, which is currently sitting on top of the trash can. Because, friends, this isn't a scuffed kitchen for no reason. It's called I don't have counter space in this apartment. Kind of on me, though, honest truth. Okay. Get this off. Yes, Jeff Bezos needs the boot in Menards. I hate that I got these from IKEA, and some of them are bigger and some of them are smaller. Like, they changed the size in between when I bought 2 packages of them. So now it's like sometimes they're bigger, sometimes they're smaller, and it irks the hell out of me. Okay. I think they are good. So let's take these out. Let's let them chill for a few. I say a few. I mean, we basically need them to chill for a half hour. Yada! I don't know if you noticed. I finally scheduled the Grim Fandango stream. That'll be on Monday. That'll be the Monday we come back from PAX. Because I took the day off after PAX East because I'm going to be tired. I can guarantee it. So we're going to be doing Grim Fandango that day. Right, let's get this oil back to temp. I need you to be at 400 degrees again, my good sir of oil. It's amazing how much, like, you know, cooking can drop the oil temp on something, because it literally is down to 300 again. Which, please. Wayada, what's it doing? What rude thing is Twitch doing? I mean, besides everything. Oh, God. His nards. Welcome back. It's like the Meeps is like the Meeps. Have you ever seen the video of that guy who was at a UFC fight who just like is in the back screaming, "Grab his dick and twist it"? That's Meeps with Jeff Bezos. Grab his dick and twist it. Oh my god. Grab his dick. I also didn't realize that that's actually like a that's not just the dude screaming it, it's the dude that's in front of him. Like, it's, I mean, I'm sure they knew each other, but it was like him sitting there and he's the guy just yells, "Grab his dick." It's like, oh my god. And then he starts screaming it. I don't know why, I just find it so stupid. You are at about 350. There are Lego Crocs now. I got an act. There's so Kelly, is it a? Are they Crocs made of Legos, or are they Legos that are like kind of those decorative pieces that go on Crocs? I need clarity because I don't get it. Come on, oil. Meeps, cute, cuddly, sweet, etc. Meeps. I say, grab, stick, and twister. I'll shit in these shoes. Everyone shits in these shoes. Lego pieces. Okay, so Kelly, that is apparently something that like the youth do. Is like, because remember when Crocs were cringe? Am I the only? Am I taking crazy pills when everyone? Remember when Crocs first came out? I'm like, who the fuck would wear those? And now everybody wears them, and not ironically. Yeah, I do. Shit, you. Oh my god! Everyone chat. Oh my god. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get what. I mean, they can be as comfortable as they can be as comfortable as that people say that they are. I'm like, I don't want to wear them. I just don't like the way that they look. You know what? If you're in the medical field, do what makes you happy. You're doing the work that nobody else really wants to do. Or let me phrase that. You're doing it, you're getting underpaid doing it in some instances, and you're getting the brunt of everybody at their worst. Wear what you want to wear. I actually, speaking of shoes, I actually went and bought my first pair of Hokas yesterday. Because I wanted shoes for PAX East that I wasn't going to be dying in by the time I was done. Yada, thank you for gifting a sub to Meeps. Let me be generous, Bezos. I tried them on yesterday night. I see why Candy loves them, or everyone loves them, because my god, it's like walking on marshmallows. It's weird. They were pricey. I'm not gonna lie on that front. I think it was like $150 for the pair. But it's also not a shoe I'm going to wear all the time. It's going to be really, I'm wearing it a lot more when I'm doing like... Oh yeah, no, Kelly, they are a very, very like, they're kind of like, they're basically like a shoe company, but they're very much on like the designing of like very comfortable and supportive shoes. But they're going, yeah, that's the thing. It's like, they're very recommended by orthopedists as well. Like it's basically one step below like prescription shoes, essentially. All right, let's get you up there. You'll actually, I think I should be able to grab a pair. I love how long this cord is. My name's Gustari. Yeah, this is what I got yesterday. The one thing I don't love about them, I don't love their color selections on them, because either it's like white, all black, or like random bright colors. I'm like, DL has something that's like normaler, but I just went with blue and white. Thank you for the honk, Shinji. Shinji, I have a question for you. Does anybody ever tell you to get in the robot? I have to ask with a username like that. Surgeon, where's the rainbow bright one? I saw those ones. I'm like, I would have been fine with like a brighter color, but like they just didn't have any that I liked. That's the thing. I'm like, I didn't want like yellow. I didn't want like neon green. If they had like a purple, I would have been fine with that, but they didn't. Think of it as my idea. Basically, the middle, you just grab it right back. It's all the time. Unfortunately, I left it in the dark sea. Good stuff. Good stuff. Hey, Evangelion, the show that traumatized all of us and reminded us how awkward it is being a teenager. Let's get the last of these boyos out, because then they need to chill for about a half hour. 210. So we'll snag you at 240 as we start making our boy guys. But when he was about to be put under my neck, I said, "Don't worry, Hoka, buddy. We're gonna take good care of you." And oh my god, it's my first anime from start to finish. Wow, that was your first. It's an interesting choice. I don't poo-poo it at all. I'm just like, that is a start for anime. Like, what'd you start with? Evangelion. Oh, Jesus. Are you okay? Let me turn off that. Because I still need to keep that kind of warm, but I don't need... Oh, shit. I can make this work. I can make this work. We're gonna make this work. I gotta use a different pot. I was gonna use the let's see, how high do I have you set right now? Because I need to set you guys in something. Okay, I think we should be good. Watching on a bootleg VHS way back in the day. That was before it was mainstream. Ooh. Hell yeah, we'd love to hear it. One of my first... I mean, I was the classic. I watched Dragon Ball Z on Toonami. Definitely saw my share of Ninja Scroll, though. I think all of us did at one point when we were way too young. And things never looked up from there. Oh, yeah, no. They are 100% worth the money. I just want to make sure that I can actually use you guys properly. Because I realized I was going to use that pot for the burgers. So what we're going to have to do now is do this. Which will still work. It's just, it's going to have to be a little more careful about it. Water comes close to the bottom but does not boil. Okay. I'll be the elder for the day. I want to make sure this isn't sitting. I want to make sure it's sitting above the water. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do a measuring cup because this actually is gonna be easier than constantly taking it in and out from underneath the sink. Ugh. Oh yeah, that's it. If you like take care of them, they will last a long time too. Okay, you guys are good. There we go. All right, now we gotta make our boigas. Let's move this here for now and just let it chill there for a minute. All right, now it's burger time. All right, let's actually make our burger patties now. So of course the burger meat that I bought, of course, was leaking tons of you know, juice. So that's the thing. Let's see. Where is the pot that I was using? There it is. I want to use this pot to mix up my meat. Yeah, I think realistically, Candy has had her hokas for a year now, but she also wears her a lot more. So like that's why she already even wants to get another pair of them, because they just became her everyday shoes. Whereas like for me, I'm like, these are like when I know I'm gonna be walking a lot, essentially. What do old people do? Bad knees, which is pretty much guaranteed because of my height. Fun stuff. Or apparently it's also can be just genetic too, because my mom is short and she's got bad knees. She's had both of them replaced. She's part robot, as far as I can tell. Alrighty. Ground beef. Ground beef. You know, you've heard of ground beef, but have you heard of ground beef? Ugh. Whoops. Beautiful. Actually get all this in the trash too, because there's just a lot of excess beef juice. Ugh. Yeah, I know, Candy. Listen, you have me to help. Because fortunately, I think I could safely say at this point, my the federal government hasn't come knocking again, and I did get my forgiveness letter, so I'm done with my student loans. Because I worked for 10 plus years in the nonprofit sector. Like, I'm going anywhere else. Like, oh, you did all your work in the nonprofit sector. I'm a social worker. Where else am I gonna go? Alright, I gotta take off my ring for this because I'm gonna be putting a lot of my hands in a lot of. It is good. No, don't get me wrong. It's, trust me. I had a lot of student loans. Only a tablespoon of Worcestershire? It doesn't feel like a lot. Alright, but we got our ground beef in here. 85-15 mix. Let's do some Worcestershire. I'm just gambling on the measurement for that, only because I don't mind a Worcestershire burger. Salt and pepper. I actually have garlic pepper to use this time. We're gonna use this. I honestly forgot we had this in the cabinets, so we're gonna use this for burgers. And some salt. student loans shouldn't be this big of an issue for the monolith. Listen, Yada, the running joke is that if everyone stopped paying their student loans, things would be a bad. But here's the funny thing. For years, people weren't paying them because of the pandemic. So the logic was, it's like, well, clearly the federal government doesn't need it. Like, they clearly don't need it. So let's mix our burger patties up. Ugh. Kelly, did they like protein in? I think the problem is too, is that it's also because most people pay with student loans to go to college. Colleges have just jacked tuition through the roof because it's like, well, that's not their money, it's the federal government's money. So consequently, like, college has easily, what would you say, Candy, doubled since we went to school as far as tuition prices. Because I can tell you right now, the school I went to school for undergrad, I wouldn't be able to go there anymore. I wouldn't be able to afford it. Yeah, even almost 3 times the cost. And now people are wondering in like higher ed, like, why is no one going to college? I'm like, no one can afford it. What do you mean? Why is no one going? It's like, no joke, it's like the meme of Eric Andre shooting somebody and be like, why would they do this? Yeah. I looked up mine. I want to say my school's tuition now for a full year, including dorming, I want to say is close to $80,000 a year, I think. Don't quote me on that, only because I just legitimately don't remember. I actually have a friend from college who actually still works there in like their alumni relations. I haven't asked him how much it costs, and I'll probably ask him when I see him next time. Like, how much does it actually cost to go there now? Oh yeah, no, but I mean, to be slightly fair, like, the school I went to is a good school, so I get why it's expensive, but at the same time, is it really worth that much money? I don't know. Yeah. The government's already getting in my terrorists. They need the $450 to pay for the staples. That uses about 1% of that $450. Exactly. Make sure it's off my cutting board too. I know. I think the thing that it gets a little bit cheaper as you get further along, because one of the things that I think they still do for freshmen, you have to get a meal plan through them. Like, as an older student, like when you're a senior, you still kind of have to have something, but they don't mandate you carry as much. So for me, like, I had a pretty cheap dining plan when I was a senior, because like I literally am normally cooking, and I'm just living off ramen at this point. I don't need your cafeteria food. So let's split that up. Split that up again. Let's make our patties. And actually nudge our computer down just to kind of show the patties. Ah! If they charge $80K a year, I hope that includes it. Oh, Shinji. That's an extra $200 to $300 on top. Jeez, I remember how expensive fucking I guarantee it's only gotten worse too. I remember like they do the bullshit where it's like, oh, we got a new edition of this book. What changed? Nothing. It's just the order of it. Which is wild for you, Candy, because you went to a state school and it still has gone up that much. New cover. Maybe a few new words here and there. What is it, McGraw and Hill, I think, is the company that owns most of the book companies that do textbooks. I've just got the most ridiculous racket on textbooks in the world. I homeschooled grades 7 to 12. I had to get all my... Yeah, that's no bueno. And then they also wonder, like, why are schools using outdated books? Bro, have you priced how expensive they are? And I'm now imagine buying that on a large scale. But don't the schools have the money to do that? You funny. We've fallen down the political rabbit hole today. Ugh. Let's get these burgers ready to go. Alright, now. It's very fortunate my mother worked for Miami University, so my tuition was free. We always assumed that meant everything was covered. We always covered the only tuition was covered. Oh yeah, no, everything else doesn't get covered. I know. How are they gonna pay the president? I don't know. Alright, we gotta get this to boil, and then what we'll do is we'll put our burger patties on top. The cool thing about these things is that it doesn't take that long to cook them either. And what I'm also going to do... Nah, I still got some time for the burger, so I should wait. Not the burgers, the second round of fries. Candy making jokes over here. Gave them to our evaluator for partial payment. Their kids were a couple grades behind me. It's just, and we wonder why other countries are surpassing us wildly when it comes to education. Who would have thought that if you don't make it a priority, people get dumb? Who'd have thought? Considering my high school paid hundreds of thousands for a new gym we didn't need. Yeah, I know. Well, Meeps, the books don't bring in the money, the gym does, the sports do. Trust me, the number of schools near me that had, like, sponsorships with, like, Coca-Cola, it was ridiculous. It's like, we got Coke machines and we pay for your new stadium, but you got books from the 1980s. Enjoy! We're civilized here. So uncivilized. I think... Do I need to lid you right now, actually? I'm gonna need to lid you in a moment, but... What I should actually do is take the lid off this and just make sure it's not... Yeah, we're actually good. We actually got a copy of our books our school used. They were required to handle over a copy on request, and found that they were horribly inadequate. Many were out of date and others was useless. We made sure to get them. Yeah. No, I remember using old-ass textbooks in school, too. And granted, that was a long-ass time ago. That was the far-off year of the early 2000s. The sports never even brought in money. We were using sports equipment that was considered unsafe. What did Candy say? I'm missing it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Candy's president at her school is an asswipe, as far as I can tell. Like, I've heard some of the wild stuff. My English writing comprehension skills were horrible at the time for reasons one of the reasons we started homeschooling, but basically, we set the class. That's fair. That's fair, Shinji. Fortunately, we have some savings stocked away for situations like this. Because I jokingly said, I'm like, I can support to a certain extent, I cannot support us fully. Oh my god, my legs. Oh. Yeah, it's fun. I don't miss work. And granted, I work in higher ed on grant projects, which that's an even more volatile market. It's like, hey, your government, your funding is based on grants. Have fun, because basically with those, once the grant's done, you don't have a job. There's no safety net there. Oh, that's what Candy's been doing. She's been doing that. Yeah, because I know your fiscal year rolls over on the July 1st, I think, right? I think everyone's does. Except the federal government's. Because they're a October through September calendar year, which still makes no sense to me. It's not that no one wants you, it's that the job market sucks. I signed out the school shenanigans like extra activities like gym and art require half a credit but are not required to graduate. If you do not complete the half credit, you do it again the following year, but once you get the half credit, you no longer need the class. So schools never get that. Schools never get you that half credit. Man, my favorite class in school were the art classes. Your fate is decided by someone who has less than 0 qualifications. Exactly. That's, I think, the funny, like, not funny, but, like, the wild part about higher ed is that the people who run the whole ship typically have no background in education. I'm like, why are they running it then? Just gonna throw that out there. I don't know a lot. Trust me, I don't know a lot of things. I am not a smart man as I burn myself on my pots. But still. Do I need you at a rolling boil or just a boil? Bring water to a boil. I also found out that the electronics can be a science. So here's the thing, Shinji. At least that's cool. Like, better than, like, you know, like, I remember taking computer classes when I was in school, and it was like, how to type and how to use Microsoft Word. I'm like, I can figure this out on my own. Some of them even tell you, you should take medical advice from me as the head of the entire department. Oh, they 100% are. They 100% are science. Something like soldering, 100% is. I learned how to solder very little when I was back in high school. It's kind of something I wish I'd still been able to do, like, today, but it's what it is. Candy triple X bomb. Typing classes never worked for me. I tried to. I didn't just pick it in. That's the same thing. The whole process of, like, setting your fingers like this is like, nah. I just eventually picked up my own process. I don't know what I've never actually tested to see how fast mine is, but I'm also wildly accurate when I type too. So, let's see. Boiling. All right, let's make some steamed hams. Please don't fall over. I'm having to, like, balance these guys. Ta-da! Okay. Now we set it for 7 minutes. 7 minutes. 7 minutes is all I can give you to play. Fucking Wesker. I hate that I can't hear 7 minutes now and not think of that stupid line from RE5. I want only Leos. I was supposed to learn how to woodwork, but my teacher gave an embezzle money by buying lumber that never showed up because he... Wow. So fun fact, we actually did have woodworking back in... middle school, actually. We had a wood shop. That was the thing. We had, like... It was called technology, so it was, like, woodworking, working with plastics, and I want to say very basic, like, kind of engineering kind of stuff. And then we had home ec as well. I prefer home ec. Oh, Leo 100% has an Instagram. Nice. I did artwork, because that's who I was. Right, we are going to actually heat our oil back up. Pretty bad right now. Probably would help if I had to open and close this thing again, because it does time out after a while. Wow, we're surprisingly still pretty warm, all things considered. Now, my go-to in school was art. I was an art kid. Spent a lot of time. Fun fact, I never actually took lunch in the cafeteria. I always took my lunch in my, one of my art teacher's classrooms. Her logic was, she's like, as long as you don't bother me during class and you don't bother the other students, I don't care what you do here. I'm like, perfect. I'm gonna sit here in the corner and throw clay pots on the potter's wheel. And it was that why, friends. So why I'm not the most sociable boy at times. I know some were working because I got... Oh, yeah. Oh, see, all my art teachers... Like, most of my art teachers were great. I should rephrase that. My middle school ones were eh, but my high school ones were all great. I say all, there was only 2 of them, so... It was literally, Mrs. Schrader, who did multimedia studies and ceramics, and then Mrs. Cross, who did photography. So those are the 2 art classes I did. I know we had like drawing and stuff like that, and paint and stuff like that as well, but it's more like just the traditional art line, which I didn't follow because I can't draw for shit. It's never a physical activities kid, even when I was in public school. I stayed indoors during recess. Once I did something, then I got punished without recess. I was like, sweet bet, I could stay inside, awesome. I did sports year round. Was I good at them? No, but I did them because, quote, my father, you needed to be doing something. I love my dad, but I don't know if that's the mentality I would take. Ugh. Oh, that makes no... Yeah, there's no correct way to do art. That's the whole point of art. What we should do in the interim, let's prep our tomato. Because I did buy a nice little tomato to cut up. Where is my other knife? There we go. Hopefully this is good, because it looks kind of like it's not going to taste like anything. Alright, let's... You have a very rigid little center going on, buddy boy. And now, do you actually taste like anything? It's not bad. It could taste better. There's so many ways to do art. Exactly. Art is literally the expression of something. Expression doesn't know any limits. Exactly. Even my scuffed iteration of it is art. I don't consider it. I mean, my cooking is not art. It's fun, but it's not. I don't consider it an art for myself. I just enjoy doing it. Okay. You're on. What are you looking at? As far as temp goes. Actually, what do I need the temp after the second fry? Literally 400 degrees again. Okay. Alright, I need about another 100 degrees. I'm not hungry about it. Not at all. No, of course not. Oh my god, I just saw the wall of text above me. And when I had to have foot surgery, I was forced to stay home and off my feet for weeks until hardware could settle and not move, so I missed a week of art projects only when she would let me make them up. So I stayed at school with her because she thought I would cheat. How do you cheat at art? How do you cheat at art? Oh, that's my... That's my wife. That her office is right there. I don't live alone. It's me, my cat, and my wife. Oh. My wife is also a streamer. She's Candy Mom in the chat. Ugh. One thing about non-alcoholics, which I do like, is that you can just kind of keep drinking them because there's nothing in them. Hola. Yeah, I think she stepped away from her computer to take a little bit of a break because she's been on her computer since about 9 o'clock this morning. No, earlier than that. I think 8:30 this morning. Alright, what are we at? 35. So the boigas should be done. We've had some cheese chilling over here to kind of keep it at room temp. I do want to temp check this really quickly. Cat. I mean, they're burgers. Huh. You guys don't seem like you actually cooked. We're gonna let you chill for a little bit longer. Because they puffed, but like, they're not to temp in the middle. Interesting. Let's get this cheese out of the way for now. Yeah, that's weird. I just took the temperature reading on that. It's like, it's 95 degrees. I'm like, it's only 95 degrees. I mean, I think that's the thing is like, I'm almost wondering, like, were you expecting the ground beef to be at room temp? Oh, no. I'm not making a blue burger. Don't you worry. I would eat it. Kenny wouldn't eat it. Okay, now it's getting a little bit better in temp. I think the thing is, like, I almost think it wasn't... I always take with a grain of salt what a recipe tells me, because sometimes it's like the timings were never right on them, I've always noticed. We also got our fries going on the side over here. No, we're not doing a blue burger. Actually, really talk, it's not that. Like, blue isn't barely cooked. I'm kidding. I'll for my medium well for a burger. Medium. I typically do rare for steaks. I have done a black and blue burger. It's good. My body can't process. It's delicious. It's just like my body's like, you're literally just lobbing raw meat down here. I'm like, I know. Oh yeah, no. Blue is like, the logic is that I don't know why they call it blue. Honestly, someone could maybe tell me. But I mean, blue really denotes that like it's basically raw, essentially. Oh yeah, blue steaks, they're good. My body's like, fam, we can't do this. Which I respect that my body tells me, like, hey, by the way, this is raw. We can't really do anything with this. And you're gonna have some intestinal distress for a few hours. And it's like, all right, I'm gonna eat this delicious meal now and deal with the consequences later. All right, that's about 400 degrees. Ugh. Dad, thank you? Is that a compliment? I assume that's a compliment? What I'm gonna do is I actually want to put these guys into like a little basket again, because I do not want to burn my hands in the process of doing this. I can do raw meat fine. I eat sushi and sashimi all the time. Oh, you know, like tuna, like raw meat I can do. I just don't want it on my burger. Oh, especially burger where I got the meat from the grocery store. That's more the thing for me. Okay, and they need to go for a while. They need to go for about 4 minutes. Do I need to be nudging those? Moving them around once or twice, okay? Flash cook so it gets 70 kills. Exactly. I think we're getting close with these burgers, though. It's weird. Like, it like feels like it's cooking in some spots, but other spots it's like not. They need a little bit longer. Google AI lied. I am so shocked that it lied. Really? AI would never lie. AI is your friend. Oh, I am kidding. Oh, yeah, no, exactly. I don't trust AI. No, AI is one. I'm with you, Shinji. I'm like, I'm cool with new tech. I'm like, I ain't cool with AI. Thank you. Have you guys never seen the movie AI? He's clearly our friend. With Haley Joel Osment and Robin? No, Robin Williams was in Bicentennial Man. I'm thinking of Terminator. Oh, I know. That's what I'm thinking of too. I think what I want to do, I want to flip these guys if possible. I'm trying to think what the best method to flip these is going to be. Let's do that. They're very much like blobs as opposed to like... Oh, excuse me. need that basket cleared out, actually. Clean this really quickly, because I need you to house the fries once we're done here. Really, fun fact, the NSA... Oh, I know they do. That doesn't surprise me. Have we learned nothing from Hollywood? Granted, I don't think they should be teaching us anything, but have we learned nothing? Rinse out. Perfect. One time when I was a kid at Philly barbecue, my team did have 3 burgers in not even 2 hours. Oh yeah, no, I figured. Oh yeah, no. Burgers is one thing that if I cook them, I'll always overcook them. I'd rather overcook a burger myself. If I'm in a restaurant, I'll let them do it. Totally not. Ugh. You can go there for the moment. Thank you for the quack, Grum. Thank you for the quack. I think you guys are almost done. I mean, those do look like some good fries. Does he suck and does he deserve? Exactly. Ooh, now they're getting closer to town. Beef is 160, so they're close right now. I think the weird thing too about the steamed hams is that it cooks a little unevenly. As a result, hold on really quickly, I need to do this really quickly. I need to plop a slice of cheese on each of these boils, let it melt up. Cheese. I don't know how they said, like, do this rapidly. I'm like, how? How am I doing that rapidly? I'm trying to figure out if the Terminator movies was if the Cyberdyne created Skynet from the Terminator that went back to in a trudge. They created the Terminator, then how did the initial Terminators... Listen, I stopped the... I never figure out the logic of a Terminator movie. Don't get me wrong. The first 2 Terminator movies were great. Even 3, for its faults, was a pretty damn good movie. Those later ones, woof. Woof. Genesis, Salvation. I know there's another one I'm missing in that equation, but I know there's another one. Let's see what our temps is right now. We gotta get you back to 400 again. Shouldn't take that long, though. Grum been here. Grummy been lurking. At least with Genesis, they kept... yeah. That's like the one thing, like, at least they kept him in it, for God's sake. Because I think, I think I saw all of them, actually. The one thing that threw me off was the one that they did with Christian Bale, the Salvation one, where it's just like, I don't know what they were trying to do with that one. Like, I know it was meant to be much closer in, like, the timeline of, like, the war with Machine was already going on. Because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Christian Bale was John Connor in it, wasn't he? I think. Woo! Okay. Got burger buns. Got that. Candy, do you want lettuce? Yes, okay. Thank you. I'm like, I can't remember. That sounds right to me, but a lot of things sound right in my head sometimes, and then turns out they're not. I'm trying to just not burn myself. I'm trying to get these, like, this other batch of fries into here, so we can just flash fry the other batch. No less. Okay. Tomato. Tomato. French fry. Taters. Mm-hmm. I also remember the movie Sling Blade. I saw a clip of it a few days ago. I'm like, this was a weird movie. And to the fryer we go. That didn't go nearly as violently as the last one did. Okay. Tomato it is. Ugh. Jesus Christ. Let's... We cats in my room staring at the ceiling fan. There are lots of... For about 10 years, my dad would play Soulmates because I hate that movie. I've seen it, and I'm like, I don't know who this movie's for. Welcome back, Lynn. Oh, yeah, no, obviously, yeah. I never... Always do what you gotta do. I know you've been having some tummy issues recently. Let me actually get that out there. Some Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning for the fries. No one's ever used it. It's good stuff. I'm gonna make Candy her burger, and I'll make my burger. Ugh. Yes, I am not heating up. I think these are fine without heating up the buns, honestly. Besides, it's a potato bun. I kind of like them when they're chewy. At least I do. Oh my god. Let's get you here, there, and everywhere. Let's get this boyo off. Oh, that's gonna be a mess to fucking clean later. You're opening a new restaurant called the Secret Sandwich Society. I just love the name. And let's candy surprise. And we'll take a ketchup this time. That does sound good though. Chickadoo. I need to give these guys a zhuzh. Exactly. It's what kind of secret is that? You know it's open. And let's get a look at this. Ta-da! It's not pretty, but it looks good. Let me go get this to Candy. Hold on. Oh, never mind. You're right there. Melted cheese. Love it. That DLS spot filter on Candy is something else. I have loved the memes that have come out of that. They've been so good. The Roosevelt grilled sirloin beef, bacon, horseradish, mayo, white. Holy shit, that sounds good. Although actually, I would say I would skip the bacon on that. Honestly, I think it sounds fine on its own. I think sometimes there's almost this forced thing of like, you need to include bacon into something. Like, I think sometimes you just don't need it. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm baconed out. Is it me? I don't know. Let's get my sandwich prepped. Because I got to take my picture, you know, for the Instagrams. The Adams, the slow roasted pork shoulder, honey butter, piment. Holy shit, that sounds good. You had me at honey butter and pimento cheese. Jesus. That sounds heavenly. I need a bigger plate. Alright, let's get you. Let's... I can just hand this guy at this point. Where's my ketchup? Okay. Slice of tomato. Ugh. Not a pretty picture, but it's a picture. Actually finish up these fries and then throw some more fries on my plate. I feel like you guys have been cooking long enough. Actually, no, I should line you with another thing of paper towels. Ugh. Just so that way I'm not eating all the grease in the process of doing this. You also get a side of Brussels sprouts and a feta honey balsamic reduction. That's a lot. It sounds really good because I like Brussels sprouts, but I'm like, that sounds like a lot. But here's the thing, Lynn. How are the prices? Because that's what's getting me curious. Like, how much they charging for this stuff? Because I feel like you always hear about these places that are, like, really kind of bougie and fancy, but then you see their prices, like, oh, God. It's so expansive. Don't mind me just looking up melted cheese. That's fair, Shinji. Yeah, if it's worth the money, like, if you're getting your money's worth, that's a fair point. I think for me, it's always that gamble when it comes to, like, places like that. The Adams is $14.5, but all sandwiches gone. That's not terrible. Is it bad that I'm saying that's not terrible for it's almost $20 for a meal? But I mean, that's not a bad deal. Yes, Meeps, feel better if you're laying down. Go lurk. Yes, Meeps. Whose shoes you shitting in? Okay, Paige. I'm gonna mail it to you. No promises on quality when it gets to you. I assume that sounds like it's probably a pretty big sandwich. Okay. Let's put you there. Let me take my picture really quickly. Need to take a picture for the, you know, the YouTube. Oh. And we'll do one with the beer. There we go. Ugh. God, my knees. All right. Let's look at the final picture of this. I mean, real talk. Bye, Meeps. Now, the question is, though, how does it taste? Candy, how does yours taste? My wife, everyone. That's as long as it's good. That's the important thing. I came out good. Would I steam a burger again? I don't know. I will say it's a less messy way of cooking a burger as compared to doing like in a pan or something like that. Oh, it's not bad though. Exactly. Oh yeah, no, obviously. Those are good. That sounds good, Lynn. I've never tried doing a bacon jam. I should try doing it. Ooh. Well, friends, it's about that time. We have reached the end of our meal, and we need to find a friend to raid off to. So, oh, I'm sure it is, yeah. I've had places that do it, and they do it really well. So, I actually will not be streaming again until not this coming Monday, but the following Monday, because this Monday I have the continuing education thing for my licensure, so I have to attend that, and it's literally from 5:30 to 8:30. So I'm like, I'm not booting up a stream at 9 o'clock at night if I got work the next day. Candy should be streaming on Tuesday, I believe. But yeah, and then we have PAX East, so we're gone most of next week at PAX East doing the media coverage stuff. So, but on Monday, the following Monday, we will be doing our stream for Yada of Grim Fandango. I still need to buy it, but we're gonna try Grim Fandango because I've never played it, and it was a community challenge that is long overdue. So friends, now we need to find some way to raid out to as I burn my mouth when I fry, because my god, that's good, but it's hot. It's hot, hot, hot. Let's see who's on right now. Not Sarah, but who is on right now? How long have they been on? You know, I haven't had a chance to raid them in a very long time. We're gonna say hi to Apricot Snaps. Apricot is a fellow Bloomix bestie. She was actually one of, I guess, kind of you would say my mentors when I came in to Bloomix Studio. Apricot Snaps. I think she did take a little bit of a not a hiatus. I think she was on a little bit of a break. But go show Apricot some love. She's a good bean. She is currently playing. What is she playing right now? She is playing Super Crazy Rhythm Castle. It's a co-op game. She's playing with a few other people. Oh, she's playing with Mifty. I know who Mifty is, but they're good beans. Go show them some love. And yeah, I will. If you're in the Discord, we're doing the Discord tonight of movie tonight of Resident Evil. Yeah. That being said, friends, no matter where you are in this big and beautiful wide world, have a beautiful morning, a beautiful evening, and a beautiful night. I'll catch you all next time.